Okay, here's a real-time version of what I'm talking about. Okay, if you check out my last video, I was talking about how to do a cheap way, poor man's way of doing rotoscope, like green screen like video, as in getting two videos, okay, two videos, and then or one video basically on top of another video, or one video on top of a photo, and replacing the background if you don't have blue screen footage or green screen footage. Now usually in normal video footage, what I would want to do is I'd want to have the background one color, which we've basically got here for this guy. Okay, we've got this grey sort of color. Now if this was green or blue, you can imagine what we'd do. That would mean we're going to get rid of that in our video software, so we see through and we only see this guy, and we see the background behind him. Now please ignore the fact that I'm using an art software and not a video software. Okay, this is Krita, and this is what I'm using to show you. Okay, this is an art software called Krita. Okay, Krita is free, and you can import and export video frames, like as an image sequence of images, you know, separate images. So I'm going to show you how you can do this a cheap way. Okay, bit fussy, you know, you can go for more fancy ways of doing this by using the After Effects and cool stuff, but let me just show you this instead. Okay, first, so Krita's free software. You can use like free video editors. There's one called Olive. I use that, Olive, and DaVinci Resolve, as well as Lightworks and Shotcut for video editing. But let's go back to this anyway. So let's show you what I've got. Okay, so basically I've got two images. One image is some weirdo, no offense, there's some guy here doing ballet, some photo. On the next layer I've got this guy, and I want to have this on top of the other one, and I don't want to have the background present. Let's imagine you had a video. Okay, we're just using one image for this video. Okay, so you've got one image and one image here, but each one's like a frame. So let's imagine, it doesn't matter if I've got 100 frames here or whatever. This is just like a one frame video, I guess. You just imagine it. I'm just going to show you how to do this with one frame. If you have more frames, obviously you have to like do this for each frame, obviously, in your video sequence, but I'm just showing you the process. So what you got is you've got your video on top. This could be anything. This could be you dancing in your kitchen to music, right? And you don't want to have the background like the kitchen. You want to replace the background so it looks like you're in a field or on a mountain or in the desert or somewhere. So I want to look through the background and see this monstrosity behind. Okay, so let's imagine. Okay, so obviously what I'll do is I'll make another layer on top, right? I'll make another layer on top, and I'll choose my pen brush because it's a drawing software, it's an art software, and I would do an outline of this guy, of whoever it is or whatever it is in the you know, footage you're working with, and you go literally frame by frame. You literally do this, okay, and you'll get faster and faster at just drawing these outlines and get better. It can be a bit rougher. Try and go as neat as possible. You know, I'm not going to do the gun, I'm just going to do the hand here, just make it rough. I know it doesn't make much sense, but I'm just showing you what it is. Okay, so you're going to go here. Okay, make any mistakes, you can always erase stuff. Now from here I can just go with the paint bucket tool, fill that in, you know, click a few times, fill it in like that. Okay, so now we've got this. Okay, right, we've got that. Yeah, so what I want to do is I want to go to what I basically want to do is I want to this is no good as it is, and you're probably wondering, you're probably thinking, well, that's okay, I see what you're doing, like you can see what I'm doing, like a green screen kind of thing, right? Because that's the idea. You want to make the green area disappear. You want to look through it like a window, like, you know, chroma key, green screen or blue screen in your video software. So what we will do is we'll export this sequence. If it had more frames per se, you know, you'd export it as a video or as you know, as whatever you're doing, you know, image sequence to work with it, and you'd bring that sequence or that video or that sequence of images into a video software which has green screen capabilities, so you'd like chroma key that out to make the color disappear, the green, so you'd see through it. Now usually we do it with the background, right? Usually we do it with the background, so obviously it's more work painting the whole background now, right? So you're thinking, well, why am I doing it this way? Because we want to see the guy, right? We don't want to make him disappear. That's right, I've not painted on this layer with the guy, I've just painted on another layer above this guy, okay? Now what we're going to do is, because I didn't want to destroy that, right? So what I'm going to do is our bottommost layer, this one, the bottommost layer, I'm going to make a duplicate of this, a duplicate copy, and I'm going to bring it up above our guy. So what we've basically got is we've got this background here, then we've got the guy, and then we've got this duplicate layer, and then we've got the green one which I basically had on top of that, colouring the guy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to merge the green thing here, the green outline layer, down to the other layer, the duplicate layer. So we have this on top of this now, and it's more simple. And what you'll do is you'll export the sequence out. So let's say, for example, if this was a video, we don't even have to I don't even have to have the bottommost layer anymore. We just use that to get that, you know. So I can just get rid of that, really, I think. But what you'll do is this will be a video, don't forget, this guy, and then the top one is also you know, a video per se, with a load of frames, lots of frames is what it's going to be, frames, okay? This duplicate one we made, when we merged the green frame by frame, we merged the green painted outline onto every frame, so they're videos. And what you do is you do the green screen thing in your video software to get rid of that, so it's going to look through, it's going to chroma key and look straight through the green, you know, to show what we're looking at. Okay, so let me show you, for example, if I use the magic wand tool now and click here on the green area and press delete, you can see straight through, and we're seeing the outline of that character. Now it's not perfectly, it's done, I know it does take a bit of work, yeah, especially if there's like complicated moves to, but I don't think it takes too long. Okay, now that looks okay, right? But let's not do that. I'm not going to delete the green. What I'm going to do is I'm going to export these two images. Okay, I'm going to export these two images. So let's export this as a PNG. Save as, just save it as a PNG. So I'll call this 2. It's going to be on top of 1. PNG, where's the PNG, man? PNG. Okay, PNG. Onto desktop really quickly with this case, really quickly. Okay, PNG should be right. Okay, in the background, save it as 1. Save this one as 1. 1. Okay, PNG. So I've saved them. The only reason I've saved these is because I want to show you how we would do this in video software. So I'm going to turn off this now, okay, and I'm going to bring in these two images into video software. So I'm going to open up Olive, which is a free video editing software called Olive, really quickly. I'll just bring these two images into Olive, okay, bring the two images in, hold on, okay, good, there, okay, and what I'll do is I'll just bring in the background one and then bring in the green screen one on top of it. Just stretch these out. Remember, these would be a lot, it'd be a whole image sequence, a lot of images it was what would be, or videos on top of video. So now what I do is I take my top image, my top layer, don't forget, you know, because you want to really export this as a video is what you want to do, you know, export that as a video, or make it a sequence first. If you want to import the images into here, you do that first and then export it as a video, then re-import it. But you have to get the video footage into here, and what you do is on that top layer just go down to add a chroma key effect, you know, choose your color if you need to from the screen there, bang, okay, and there you go. And if that was a video, that's what you'd see, and it'd be playing through the whole thing, and you'd see the two videos playing, so the person doing the moves and then the other background behind it. That's a cheap way of doing green screen, okay? Yeah.